Yeah, let's see how you do under pressure. Oh, yeah, I've been wanting this forever. I've been in the field with whatever they throw at me. Brush it off, pick myself up, moving on to the better. Okay, hey, yeah, ain't no errors, baby, it's a new era. I wake up early, feeling rich like I'm Kesha. I get to the paper, boy. Extra, extra. Walk with me.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome into another episode podcast to talk about our favorite team, the Arizona Cardinals. And here we are. We're finally getting the yos in the chat, ladies and gentlemen. I was like, where are the yos at? Where are the yos at? What's going on? We appreciate you guys for tuning in. Michael, AD, Adrian, Freddie, Vincent, Irving, Gage. Thank you guys so very much for being in the chat. Absolutely do appreciate it. We're going to have a good, fun-filled show for you guys today. I know we are just a little late, but I was on another stream, ran a little late. No worries. The show must go on. Couple different things I want to let you guys know. On the road to 16K. Go ahead and subscribe it up. It's absolutely for free. If you're watching this on X and Twitter, shoot us a follow. If you're watching this on the YouTube side, if you don't know who this young man is that's not really young but looks really, really young, that it's got really, really cool hair, smack the like button, subscribe it up, and join the family, ladies and gentlemen. Today, we're going to be diving into why everybody in the NFC West is still doubting the Arizona Cardinals. If you guys do not know, we do a live stream every Tuesday night at 7 p.m. AZ time now on the NFC West Roundtable. Every Tuesday, make sure you go and check them out. Really, really good show. We have a 49ers representative, a Rams representative, and a Seahawks representative. Of course, me being the Cardinals representative. We need more Bird Gang on Tuesday nights on the NFC West Roundtable, so make sure you go and subscribe it up, put your post notification bell on. But everybody on there has said that, the confidence level isn't very, very high. Well, I guess I won't say everybody. Right now, our Seahawks representative, shout out to Brandon here, very, very good. I don't expect him to say anything else, right? Because it makes sense. He wants his Hawks to win. We want us to win. But we got my guy Jake, which is going to be the Rams fan. It's mainly him, man. It's mainly him. And it might be because, like, what is at stake for his team, right? With the small stretch that's currently happening compared to our stretch, like the Cardinals have an easier path compared to the 49ers, compared to the Rams, right? So he might want the Seahawks to win selfishly, and it makes sense to get his Rams a fair chance to potentially weather the storm. And even if they somehow win up 8-9 wins, it can be enough to win themselves to the NFC West. So it makes sense, right? It makes sense as to why people in the NFC West want the Cardinals to lose, because when you're the top dogs, ladies and gentlemen, when you're looking at, your bye week and you're sitting down, you're like, I'm going to relax on this one, ladies and gentlemen, because I'm just going to enjoy a stress-free Sunday. A lot of people don't like that, right? A lot of people don't like that because it didn't matter what happened in that week. Even if the 49ers won, it wouldn't have mattered. The Cardinals would have still been at the spot that they were in, and that was at the top of the division. And kudos for them for the 4-win game streak. Kudos for them for establishing the culture and not allowing the 1-3 start to derail this young season. At that time, young season. Now we're kind of starting to see what this Arizona Cardinals team looks like. Jonathan Gannon, Kyler Murray, Drew Petzing, a lot of question marks when that season started at 1-3. Now that's all put to bed. Now we focus on the season. Now, as Monty Awesomeforth says, this is where the season starts. Now the season starts, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm excited. I'm happy to see what this Arizona Cardinals team can accomplish, right? 7 games left. It's long from over. The Cardinals still need to fight, claw, scratch. They still need to treat every single game like it's their last game in the NFL season. And I have full confidence and faith that the Arizona Cardinals will be able to do so. Now, let's give a shout out here real quick to the AZ Sports Fan here's sponsor, which is going to be BetUS. If you're looking for a brand new sports book, BetUS is the way to go. Currently, right now, if you use promo code YouTube150, they will provide you with a 150% sign-up bonus on your first deposit and a 125% sign-up bonus on the following 2. That's going to be up to $2,000 by using promo code YouTube150 upon signing up. Of course, bet responsibly and bet within your means. But I don't know if you guys know already, the odds for Jonathan Gannon, coach of the year. I think he's sitting right now at, was it 450 or 650? Let me go ahead and confirm. I know I put it on my community tab here. So yeah, if you want to put in some bets in right now, Jonathan Gannon, man. Jonathan Gannon. Can he win? Can he not win? Yeah, he's sitting at plus 650 right now. Sitting at plus 650. We'll have to kind of wait and see how this all shakes out. Let's read a couple comments and then we'll get the show started. Let's go with Gage. What's up, Gage? He says, if we lose, we're second in the division. If we win, we could potentially be 2 games up from everybody. And this is the beautiful part of where we put ourselves in, right? Because although, right, there is a possibility the Cardinals will lose this game. There's always a possibility. You got to keep that open. You can't come in here and say, oh, the Cardinals are going to win, right? Don't ever have that mentality, right? Cardinal fans, I get it. We're all hyped. We haven't been here in a very, very long time. But don't come in here saying, oh, the Cardinals need to, like, they're going to win this game, because that's not the case. Division matchups, you never know what's going to happen. The 49ers, which was said to believe to be the Super Bowl favorites this year coming into the season, and the NFC West favorites, are now 0-3 in the division. Lost to the Rams, lost to the Cardinals, now lost to the Seahawks, right? So the Seahawks win, and I don't want to take anything away from them, but what was this win, right? Was the Seattle Seahawks now starting to hit their stride, or was this a 49ers completely messing up and losing out on another potential fourth quarter, when they were up, right? Did they squander the opportunity, right? This next game is going to be very, very telling, right? It won't give us the whole story of what the Seattle Seahawks are or who they are. It will just say, hey, this division is truly completely open. Or will the Cardinals shut it down and say, no, no, this is our division to take, sit down. So if the Cardinals lose, it's not the end of the world, because we got them again 2 weeks after this one. So anything is still on the table. That's all we got to say. Anything is on the table right now. The Vikings, I don't think anybody's even thinking of the Vikings right now, although that's still a very, very good, tough matchup for the Cardinals to potentially go after. But 1 week at a time. That's one thing that we preach all the time. 1 week at a time. And that's exactly what the Cardinals organization is thinking to themselves as well. Now, if you guys do not know, I placed a video earlier today. I think I released it probably about an hour and a half ago now, maybe, since we're been live. We had a lot of updates for the Arizona Cardinals. Let me ask you guys in the chat right now. Are we going to see the Darius Robinson debut? Are we going to see the Darius Robinson debut? What say you, chat? What say you? Do you think it's finally time? Now, I know we've been talking about Darius Robinson for what seems like weeks. And then we're all, me specifically, has been hyping up the idea that Darius Robinson is going to be making his appearance, right? But he never practiced, right? He's been activated to the 53, but never practiced, right? Now he's practicing. So Jonathan Gannon, I believe it was on Monday, ended up saying that although you don't see him on the field, he's still working in the building. So question to y'all is, do we finally see the Darius Robinson debut? Now, please keep in mind here, ladies and gentlemen, that although we might see a Darius Robinson debut, it's not going to be to the fact that he's going to be playing 100% of the time. Couple different reasons as to why. He is not going to be thrown in the fire like that, right? He's coming off a calf injury that we want to make sure that we handle it day by day, like Jonathan Gannon said. So even if he does make his debut, expect a limited count. Now, limited count can mean a few different things, right? Is that 30%, 40%, 60%? With what this defense is predicated on rotation, right? So regardless, you do have your primary edge guys, but even those primary edge guys, they're probably playing upwards of 60 to 70%. So regardless, right? If we see his debut, don't expect a full workload is what I'm trying to say. They're probably going to ease him into a NFL game, right? Heck, maybe we might just see him for 25% of the snap, right? Maybe we might see him for 30% of the snap count, right? That might be possible. But man, oh man, oh man. Bet your bottom dollar we're going to break down that 25% and see exactly what he did. Exactly what we did with Baron Browning, because we've seen some flashes of what Baron Browning can be, right? Already made some impactful plays, although didn't show up in the stat sheet. That's probably kind of what I'm expecting here from Darius Robinson too, where Baron Browning was thrown in there, but he was only doing like 29, 30%, 32% of the snaps. It wasn't anything crazy. But let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. Now, Jonah Williams. Jonah Williams, on the other hand, he's activated to the 53. Hallelujah. So we got Jonah Williams back to the 53-man roster. Now, he was also asked about how they're going to maneuver it, right? Is this going to be a situation where Kelvin Beacham's going to stay there at right tackle? Because believe it or not, ladies and gentlemen, I know a lot of people were, not really the biggest fan of Kelvin Beacham in the beginning part of the season. He's actually proved his worth in what he's done with this offensive line. He's done pretty darn solid for the Cardinals. This whole offensive line has been pretty darn solid for the Cardinals, believe it or not. So here's the question. If Jonah Williams gets activated, and actually, I'm sorry, he was activated already, is he a plug-and-play player? Or are we going to be living in a world where they're going to ease him in, right? I don't know, right? That's another big question out there. Are you keeping Kelvin Beacham out there because he has been pretty solid? Or are we throwing Jonah Williams in there? Because when the small sample size that we've seen from Jonah Williams when he played versus the Bills, he was pretty solid. He's pretty solid. So this is not a bad problem to have, right? Not a bad problem to have at all. This is actually a really good problem to have when you got two right tackles that can be very, very good staple points and bookends on your offensive line. So another big question out there, right? Another big question. Now, because I've been so busy this morning, Jalen Thompson, one thing I do know is that Jalen Thompson didn't practice on Monday. Now, here's a question. Has anybody seen any reports out there about Jalen Thompson practicing today? I'm doing a real quick scroll through the X/Twitterverse. Not seeing anything quite yet. Because if he's back, then we don't have to worry or talk about Jalen Thompson, right? I might have to do a little bit more research when the stream is over, but I know he wasn't practicing on Monday. And Paul Calvisi, also another insider here for the Arizona Cardinals, posted a video of Jonah Williams already in practice, right? So we might see it. We might see Jonah Williams coming up here pretty soon to make his re-debut in Week 12. So, yeah, I'm not seeing anything about Jalen Thompson right now. But this is going to be a good matchup. We got DL in the chat says, I hope Robinson is the next Darnell Dockett. I mean, that's a lot of expectation. I see where you're coming from. I know you're coming from a good place. To me, I just need to see him on the field. I want to see him on the field. I would love to see what this young rookie can do for the Arizona Cardinals. And I'm excited about it. I really am. Xavier Thomas so far looks more like Darnell Dockett to me. And he's actually been pretty impressive. If I might say so myself, he's been pretty darn impressive. Xavier Thomas when given the opportunity. So we got pieces, man. We got pieces. We're going to have a lot of money next year to spend. We're not talking about next year right now, but things are on the up and up for the Cardinals right now. Things are on the up and up. We got Betty in the chat. What's up, Betty? Is it true they might flex Cardinals versus Vikings? Yes, it is true. We talked about this. Was it on Monday's podcast? If it wasn't Monday, it was probably last week. Yeah, there was rumors out there that the Cardinals could potentially be flexed next week's matchup versus the Vikings. Biggest reason as to why is if you look at the slate of games for Week 13, there are not a lot of good games out there. And right now, I believe what's the primetime game for Monday night was it Broncos and Browns? It's a bad game. I'm just gonna say it's a bad game. So if it was for the best interest for the Cardinals or the NFL, it would make sense to get, especially if the Cardinals win this weekend, right? Especially if the Cardinals win this weekend, yeah, there might be a possibility. Because guess what? You're talking about two teams. A, the Cardinals are trying to stay in their division, right? And then B, you got the Vikings trying to catch up to their division, right? I mean, they're number 2 right now, so it's not like, oh, it's a hard thing to do. But yeah, that there is rumors out there that it might get flexed. Here it is. Yeah, Broncos Browns. Yep. Yeah, nobody wants to watch the Broncos Browns, right? So yeah, it might get flexed. It might. Right now, TBD. I know there's got to be a lot of moving parts being done within the NFL, but I've heard the same rumor that you guys heard of as well. So yeah. Here we go. First super chat of the day. Mordecai. What's up, Mordecai? Do you think we beat the Niners again? It depends on what happens in that last game, right? I don't know if you guys, we've been only recently doing consistent live streams for, I would say, probably about a month or so, right? 12 o'clock AZ time, Monday to Friday. We try to do it 5 days a week, if not at least 4 days a week, right? Where we try to do this podcast consistently, right? So I've actually broke it down to where that last game, which is week 18 for the Cardinals and week 18 for the 49ers, there might be a world where we might not need to play in that game. Now, I don't know how Jonathan Gannon's going to treat it. I don't know how his organization with his regime is going to treat it. We haven't seen us in that position for us to kind of decide, like, oh, do we need that game, or are they going to set him, or are they going to rest him, are they going to play him? We don't know, right? But there is a world where that last game might not matter. So why play him, right? Why play the starters and get ready for the playoffs? I know there's benefits to play, but I also know there's benefits to not playing. So just depends on what JG decides to do. So your question is, do we beat the Niners again? It just depends. It depends if we need it. If we need it, heck yes. If we don't need it, might be a game that the Cardinals drop because we don't need it. You know what I mean? If that makes sense. So, Easy says it's already been the deadline to flex. That's also been, has it? Okay. So I guess it's maybe not. Yeah, I know that there needs to be a lot of time. Like, it's like a week or two that needs to be done. So I mean, I think yeah. Now that I'm mathing and live, yeah, I mean, you can't flex it now, especially you're 4 days away from Sunday. So I guess you're factual on that. They had to do it 2 weeks before. I did hear the rumors, but I guess technically they had to do it before. So I don't know. It is what it is. I'm cool with staying on Sunday regardless too. Like, if you go to prime time, then like you got to wait another day, right? You got to wait another day for Cardinals football. So yeah, you might have missed the spot for it. I think technically you do need 2 weeks, right? Now that he actually brought that up. So yeah, I mean, it is what it is. It is what it is. Jersey says people bought tickets for that one day on Sunday. You're talking about Vikings Cardinals? Yeah. Jersey also says Bosa's done for the 49ers. What do you mean? What do you mean? Are you saying that he's hurt right now? Or are you just saying that he's cooked? Are you saying he's cooked? Or you're saying he's done with the 49ers? Man, the 49ers have gone through the ringer. They really have. I haven't seen anything right now about Nick Bosa. Let's take a look here. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything about Nick Bosa right now. I know he didn't play the entire game versus the Seattle Seahawks, but the 49ers are just going through it, man. The 49ers are going through the freaking ringer right now. Like, they're going through injury after injury after injury. And it's no excuse, right? I love to see the downfall of the San Francisco 49ers myself, but not the expense of obviously somebody getting hurt the way that it is, right? Very unfortunate circumstance. We'll have to kind of wait and see if Nick Bosa is going to be able to play soon. I know he was held out in that last game, but we'll have to kind of wait and see. Adrian in the chat says, if Drew keeps up his good play calling, do you see him as the next head coach on another? Depending, right? Depending. I know his name has been floated around about a potential head coaching position. That stopped in like week 3 or week 4, but it might be coming back again. I mean, selfishly, I would want him to stay, obviously, right? Drew Petzing we're talking about. Obviously, selfishly, I would love him to stay, specifically because of what we built this offense on, and it's actually working very, very well. So I would love him to stay, personally. Will he? I mean, if you're an offensive coordinator and you finally got your opportunity to be head coach, most people would take that, right? And I don't blame him if he took it. I think that all depends on how the Cardinals finish. If the Cardinals finish 10 wins, 11 wins, and we got playoff berth, right? Maybe. I mean, that's very good credentials. That's good things that you could put on your resume to say, hey, I did this, right? I did ABC. I brought Kyler Murray back to MVP level, right? So, depending on how the Cardinals season finishes off, if we end off with 10 wins, 11 wins, there could be a real possibility where somebody does look at Drew Petzing and says, hey, we want to make you the next head coach of blank, right? Blank. Of course, that's going to be a problem that we need to fix in the offseason if that does happen. But I'm here, man. I'm just focusing on 2024 right now. I'm excited. I'm excited. Josh, what's up, Josh? Appreciate the super chat, man. Coming in here with a $5 donation. Absolutely appreciate it. He says, I don't know how you put up with the Rams fan on the Roundtable. That guy hates the Cardinals so much and drinks the copium Kool-Aid. Go Cardinals. It's funny. That's what we talked about a little earlier on the stream, right? I love Jake. Jake's cool. He's a cool dude. But when he's got hidden agendas. He wants his Rams to somehow weather the storm that he has to go through, right? And in order for that to happen, he needs the Cardinals to lose, right? He needs the Cardinals to lose in order for that to happen. So, of course, he's going to go against the Arizona Cardinals because of, if I was in his position, the reasons as to why he wants his team to be within there, right? But he's given love to the Cardinals in the beginning of the season. He did say he was one of the few that said that we're going to win 7 games, right? Compared to what everybody else was saying, we're going to win like 3 or 4, right? Now, I was like, oh no, we're going to win 8 to 9 wins. But of course, I'm a Cardinals fan. I'm going to say we're winning the Super Bowl for all I care. But it comes with the territory, man. It comes with the territory. A lot of people look at the Arizona Cardinals and say, you haven't shown us consistently, right? Although Bill Belichick, I don't know if you guys seen it from ESPN, he was like, look out for the Cardinals, right? There's still a lot of people that are not fully bought into what the Cardinals can accomplish. They need to be shown first, right? They need to show consistency first. And what we've seen in the Cliff Kingsbury era is we start off good, we die off, right? That's what people know. That's what people see and think when they hear about the Arizona Cardinals. But I have confidence, man. I got confidence in this regime. I think Jonathan Gannon's got a really, really good thing going with this locker room. They believe in him. He believes in them. I'm excited. I'm excited. Let's see here. Every team in the West has a Lombardi but us. I know. Don't remind me. Don't remind me, Lego. Don't remind me. And I think that might be another thing to attribute to as well, right? If you ask anybody, right? Ask anybody that has a Rams fan in their life, right? Family, friend, a 49ers family or friend, Seahawks family or friend. And I got a few of those Seattle Seahawks family or friends in my life. So when you ask them, right, when you're just talking football on a regular Saturday, Sunday, Monday, whatever day it is, they're going to say the same thing. Like, we are seen as a step-headed, we're seen as a step-headed little child, right? That's what we're seen as, a little brothers. That's probably a better reference. We're seen as the little brothers in the NFC West. We are, right? Because the inconsistencies that we're showing. If we show that we can come out here and beat the Seattle Seahawks, that means we're 3-0 in the division. That means we're 7-4 in the season, right? And then we're getting ready for that Vikings game. So they just need to be proved wrong. That's it. They just need to be proved wrong. And at the end of the day, I don't blame them. It's not up to them. It's the Cardinals organization needs to prove it. They do. I'm excited. I know they can. It's just one of those things. It's one of those things. RC3, what's up, buddy, man? Appreciate you, man. Thanks for being here in the chat. Appreciate it. Joanne in the chat says, I'm the only person in my family and friends that watch American football. Well, they're missing out. They're missing out. I know you're not here from the United States. They're missing out, man. This is a very, very fun sport that will take you on an emotional roller coaster from the start of the season to the end of the season. And you find yourself saying some very, very crazy, silly things that you can look back and say, what the heck was I thinking, right? The heck was I thinking? But it just goes to show that goes with any sport, right? That goes with any sport. So soccer, baseball, if you love a team as much as we love the Arizona Cardinals, right? We just want to see them succeed. And sometimes when you're watching them from the ashes blossom into the phoenix, whatever the heck reference you want to use, it's a good feeling because you knew you were there. You knew you were there when things were so freaking tough. So, no, that's cool. Classy says little big brother now. Yeah, 100%. It, this the NFL is so year to year, you can see a team go from worst to first, and it can be any team. Seriously, right? What the Cardinals got going for them this year is that they're able to win those one possession games, right? The field goal games, the 1 point games. The Cardinals are able to win those. That's what's able to make us to the position that we're in right now. Because if you really look at the wins that we have, right, we've blown out two teams, right? We blew out the Jets and we blew out the Rams, right? We got blown out twice to the Commanders and we got blown out by the Packers, right? A lot of these games that we've won are one possession games, 1 point, 3 points, 7 points, right? Those are the type of games that you need to be able to win in an NFL in order for you to get to the level that you are, right? It's not going to be easy. Wins are so freaking hard to come about, right? So hard. So when you are able to win those games and you're familiar with yourself and you're in that last possession and you got 2 minutes left, a minute and a half left in the fourth quarter, and you're down by a point, 3 points, 6 points, it's the faith and the confidence that this Arizona Cardinals offense has within themselves to say, we're not out unless there's zeros ticked down in the fourth quarter, right? It's the belief, and they know how to do it. The 49ers don't know how to do it. They got blown so many leads in the fourth quarter. The 49ers, to me, when I look at them, I see them and I see they expect to be here because they were in the Super Bowl, right? They expect to be here because they are the 49ers. They're in the name, right? They've been the reigning champions for, it feels like, a very, very long time, right? They expect to be here, right? Oh, we don't need to fight. We're the 49ers. That's what I see when I see the 49ers. They don't have that dog mentality like the Cardinals do, right? Like, I'm going to throw the Seahawks in there as well. Too many times have I seen the Seahawks should have been dead in the water. Too many times have I seen them flat-faced, face in the water. They should have been done. They should have been done. But leave it to the San Francisco 49ers for allowing the Rams to get back to life, for allowing who was that other team? Seahawks to come back to life. And I guess you can say that for the Cardinals as well. Shout out to the freaking 49ers for being frauds. Frauds. They're cooked. They don't know what's coming their way. Their schedule is so tough in this next portion. It's going to be very, very interesting to see how that happens. Are they going to fire Shanahan? I don't know. But I'm here for it. I'm here for the downfall of the San Francisco 49ers because that just makes me happy inside. Crazy enough, that just makes me happy inside. Yes, in the chat says, but I love this squad and hope they are the ones. Well, I mean, what's the ones to you, right? I guess that's the question. I mean, are you expecting Super Bowl? Don't expect Super Bowl. Like, I mean, if it happens, it happens, right? But don't expect it, right? Expectations for the season, for me, coming into the season was win 7-8 games. Like, that was my expectations coming into the season. What was yours? What was your expectation in the season? Let me know in the chat here. What was your expectations? Now, obviously, now it's different, right? You're 6-4, 7 games left. It's different now. But what were your expectations coming into the season? Mine was, let's get 7-8 wins, right? Let's get a double amount of wins from the last 2 years, and I think we could all be happy. Expectations have changed. It has, absolutely. Some people thought the Cardinals weren't going to win more than 3 games. Some people thought the Cardinals weren't going to win more than 4 games this year. So it's one of those things that once you learn how to win, right? Especially those ugly, gritty games, you're going to be put in the position that you see yourself, right? Right? And now you're 6-4. We got my guy Connor says his expectation was 9-8 wins. That's or 9-8. I'm sorry. Okay. That's high expectations. That really is. Mine was 7-8 or sorry, 7-8 wins, not 7-8. 7-8 wins was my expectations. And honestly, we might blow out our expectations. Truly, we might blow out our expectations. The people in the NFC West, I don't think they've taken the time to look at the Cardinals schedule. They haven't. Now, Who are the Seahawks? That's the big question out here. Who are the Seahawks? Are the Seahawks going to be a team that's truly fighting for the West and they're going to give the Cardinals a hard time? Like, let's say, for example, we split with them, right? Let's say we split with them. You got to win that Vikings game. You have to win that Vikings game. You need to leave this 3-game stretch 2-1. I don't care how you do it. I don't care if you sweep the Seahawks or you're 1-1 and then you beat them, you beat the Vikings. I don't care how you do it. You got to leave this 3-game stretch at 2-1 if you want to get some sort of momentum, some sort of room, right? Away from the other guys, you got to at least go 2-1. Obviously, 3-0 would be the most idealistic puppy sunshine unicorns. We could all be happy about that, right? Everybody would love to go 3-0, but realistically, 2-1 is what you need to at least do. At least. And of course, if that happens, more and more wins you get, the more and more, obviously, you can break away from the rest of the guys in the NFC West. So, Lego says the NFC West is still open for everyone. You're right, 100%. It is. Mathematically, the NFC West is still open for everybody, right? Mathematically, you're 110% correctly. Check this out. Yeah, 100%. The Cardinals aren't in a position where we're running away with it. No, on the contrary, right? If the Cardinals lose this weekend, then we drop to 6-5. And guess what? The Seahawks will be 6-5. And guess what? We're going to be 2-1 in the division, and the Rams will be 2-1 in the division. But they got the tiebreaker, so they will actually technically be number 1. So the Seahawks have a lot to fight for in this game. They want this win. The Seahawks absolutely want this win. So they got an opportunity here to skyrocket in the top of the West. And you're right. It is still, the NFC West is completely open right now. It is. And that's why I'm saying you got to take care of business. And taking care of business is going at least 2-1 within this 3-game stretch. Because compared to the 49ers, compared to the Rams, this is an easier path. Now, like I said, we don't know what the Seahawks are. They're 5-5 right now. Is that because of the 49ers? Is that because they have an easier schedule? We don't know, right? But what we do know is you got to treat every single week like it's your last week. That's all I'm going to say. So if the Cardinals sweep the Seahawks, we ain't hearing no Seahawks anymore. If they go to 1-1, still open, but you got to win that Vikings game. You got to. You got to win the Vikings game. My guy in the chat, is it Deadshot? Says undefeated the rest of the way. Woo! That's high expectations there, my guy. That's high expectations there. If you think we're going to go undefeated all the way, then woo. I love the optimism. I absolutely do. Do I think it's going to happen? Probably not. I feel like there's going to be a trap game here and there. And it's like I said, it's so hard to win in the NFL. It's so hard to win. It really is. So, I don't know. I'm not going to say that, but we could definitely win 10 games for sure. We might be in the double digits. 10, 11 wins, maybe. Just maybe. If you take advantage of potentially splitting with the Seahawks, that's one, right? Potentially beating, what's their names? The Panthers, Patriots, right? That's 3 games right there. If you win those 3 games, you're at 9 wins right there. And you're looking for a 4th one, right? Let's say Vikings or maybe sweeping the Seahawks, right? And then you got the Rams. And then after the Rams, you got the 49ers again, right? So we can be living in a spot where we just need 4 wins to put us at the double digits. I would feel a little bit more confident with 11 wins, right? To get a little bit more buffer room. Because when you look at the schedule for the 49ers and the Rams, which to me are going to be the team that's going to be more, I'm a little worried about, right? For catching up. You need a little bit more of a buffer, right? And 11 wins will probably do that for you. 10, I'm confident, I'm comfortable, but 11 definitely will get you that for sure. Yes, in the chat says, let's get the 2-5 at home, Cards fans. Like, go 2-5? No. Oh, no, 5-2. We got 7 games left. 7 games left. No, no, 5-2. It was 7 games left. We ain't going no 2-5. That's crazy talk. If you go that, then the Cardinals finish at what, 8-9? Yeah, I mean, that's crazy too. Like if you think about it, like even 8 wins doesn't seem bad when you leave the season, but the way the season ended, it's gonna give you PTSD if you go 2-5. Like you're gonna get PTSD here from a lot of Cliff Kingsbury days that I don't think anybody wants to relive. I don't think the Cardinals will do that. I have the confidence in Jonathan Gannon. I don't think 2-5 is gonna happen. I really don't. If it happens, oh, oh, oh my God. I wouldn't be happy. I really wouldn't. Let's see here. You're saying okay. Oh, you're not saying go to. Okay, I see what you're saying. You weren't saying. Okay, okay, I see what you're saying. Okay, well then I like that a lot better. Okay, I was like, no, don't say that. Don't say we're gonna go. Okay, you were saying something different. I got you. Yes, no worries, man. You're good. Humble Rumble, what's up, Humble? Appreciate you for being in the chat. He says must win division game, and it's at Seahawks. Yeah, Seattle. The last 2 years haven't been kind to us, but we dealt with the last year of Cliff. We dealt with the first year of Jonathan Gannon. Usually, we do good in Seattle. Usually, we do good in Seattle. I would rather have Kyler than Geno. I think Kyler's a better quarterback. I think this offense can be run better with Kyler Murray and Drew Petzing and the way that we play our offense. I think there is a clear path of taking over this game if we do it correctly, right? If we do this correctly, there's a clear path of choking the Seattle Seahawks to say no, right? They can't stop the run. Recently, they have been able to. I will give them that, right? Recently, they have been able to stop the run. But throughout the course of the year, that's been a big factor as to what they can't do on the defense. Now, like I said before, recently they have been able to, right? Or at least contain it, not stop it, contain it. Can they stop James Conner, right? Can they stop Benson? Can they stop DeMarcado? Big question. A lot of questions out there, right? If we have a game plan that's executed flawlessly, there is a world where the Cardinals can be very good in this game. It's just, it needs to work, right? Explosive plays, running the ball down their throats, everything. This offense can be very good. We just got to see it on the field. Connor says they're 27. You're talking about ranking in terms of stopping the run. They're somewhere in the 20s. Yeah, if I can remember correctly, I think they're somewhere in the 20s to being able to stop the run. As a defensive whole, I think they're in the 20, or defense in general. I think they're in the 20s as well. But stopping the run, I think they're giving up a lot of yardage on the ground. That's got to be the main thing that we're trying to do in this game. That's got to be the main thing we're trying to do. Now, it doesn't have to be, James Conner 100% of the time. No, on the contrary, I think the Arizona Cardinals can potentially use Benson, Amari DeMarcado. Like, we got to be able to put a chokehold on this team. One thing that I just learned yesterday, I just learned that the Seattle Seahawks have, like, in the 2-minute drill at the end, if they're trying to score a point or they're trying to score touchdown or actually win, they have a very good percentage of the whole last drive, right? If they need that, most of the time they usually get that last drive and they win the game. Usually, right? That's one thing they got going for them in Seattle Seahawks. But if we're living in a world where they're never even close to that, chokehold, right? Let's see what James Conner can do. Play clean football like we've been playing. Kyler Murray's been taking care of the ball very well. Run the ball down their throats. Play action. Let's get Marv involved. They got some really good young cornerbacks over there. I'm excited to see what our wide receivers can do against them. Marvin, Zay, Wilson, Dortch. I'm excited to see what's going to happen here. Do the Seattle Seahawks have injuries right now? No, they're actually getting healthy. They're actually getting healthy in the right time. But so are we. Like, we're getting healthy too. Now, are we leaning a little too much onto Darius? Maybe, right? Some might say. Some might say, oh, you're putting too much weight into Darius Robin. Oh, maybe, right? But we're getting healthy too. We're getting healthy. So that's good. That's exciting. Darius most likely will make his appearance, right? Maybe debut in week 12. Jonah Williams, potentially coming back. So we're getting healthier. It's getting better. Love what I'm seeing. Daniel says, you think we'll see Robinson on Sunday? I hope so. Even if it's limited, right? Even if it's like 25% of the snap share, I think there's a real possibility. Since we have activated him to the 53, we have never seen him practice on the field. We're starting to see that now, right? Since we activated him, we haven't seen him practice. Now we're starting to see that. So, Jonathan Gannon said, I believe it was on Monday, that even if you're not seeing him on the field, he was still in the building. He was still working with the health guys. He was still trying to get right? He said he had no days off. So, seemed like Darius was still in football mode, but just not practicing. So, if that's the case, maybe. And now we're starting to see him practice, looking good out there, looking ferocious, looking as strong as we need him to. Hopefully we get a sack or two from him. I doubt it, but maybe Baron Browning can. Maybe Baron Browning can. Gino says, Gino will play hero ball and throw up interceptions. We got to contain the run and not let Gino win the game running in a tutty. Yeah, 100%. 100%. Look at Geno Smith's stats right now. 11 touchdowns, 11 interceptions, right? Now, can a lot of those interceptions come in the beginning of the season? Yes, it could have, right? But if you somehow stop Kenneth Walker and only make them a pass-heavy team, they're still going to score, right? I don't think the Cardinals are going to hold them down, right? I think they're going to get their points, but the most important thing is, can the Cardinals outscore them? That's going to be the most important thing. Can the Cardinals outscore the Seattle Seahawks? And I think they can. I think they can. I think the Cardinals are going to be in a very good position here. AC, what's up, AC? He says, Gannon for Coach of the Year. Well, if you don't know, ladies and gentlemen, we do got a graphic up here on our community post right now on BetUS. Gannon is listed as plus 625. If Gannon continues, let's just leave it at this. If Gannon continues what he's doing, right? If Gannon continues what he's doing and the Cardinals continue, then maybe, just maybe, I would love to see it. That would be amazing. That would be amazing to see it. Give some recognition over to the Arizona Cardinals. Most people feel like the Cardinals should not have been in this position, or that we're a year early. Have you heard that? Have you heard that from anybody else, that the Cardinals are a year early? Yeah. Most people feel like the Cardinals are a year early. You got to give kudos where kudos is due. Jonathan Gannon, man. He's done a phenomenal job. But not just him. Petzing. Rallis. Right? There should be no instance where the Cardinals are stopping anybody from scoring a touchdown. Caleb, Herbert, Rodgers, but they do. They did. They've also shut down teams in the second half as well. So, for what it's worth, this defense is above expectations. Above expectations right now. Anyway, so it's crazy. It's nuts. Freddie in the chat says, Mike, I think we're going 13-4. My goodness. So you're saying we're going undefeated. If we go 13-4, Freddie, that would be nuts. That would be nuts, but that would be cool, but nuts. Do I see that happening? I don't know. I feel like there are going to be some losses, but then also too, I don't think there's any bad that comes with losses. Like, I think you learn a lot more from losses than you do from wins. So, I don't know. I'm not saying I want to lose for that reason, but I'm also not saying, I don't know. I feel like there's going to be some losses that the Cardinals are going to have to learn from. That's a bold take, though. That means we're going undefeated the rest of the way. Let's take care of business versus Seattle, and then we can go and cross that bridge when it gets there. All right, take a couple more comments, and then we're going to go ahead and close up shop. Thank you guys for tuning in. Let me ask you guys a serious question here, ladies and gentlemen. I've been seeing a uptick of, obviously, people engaging in these live streams, and I really do appreciate you guys for being here, by the way. And I asked this before, but let me, since I got so many of you guys here in the chat, is the main reason, or one of the main reasons as to why there's a lot more engagement, is it because the Cardinals are good, or is it because we're being consistent with the live streams? I'm just trying to get some data for myself to try to get better every single day. Live streams at one point have not been doing very good, but as of late, within the last 3 or 4 weeks, it's been, or 2 or 3 weeks, it's been pretty darn good. So my question to you is this because I'm being more consistent in having a direct time with these live streams, or is this because the Cardinals are actually something to talk about? Let me know in the chat. I just want to get your guys' obvious feedback. And for the people that haven't already smacked the like button, we're sitting with over 100 people here in the Arizona's, or 90 people here on the YouTube side. Smack the like button, ladies and gentlemen. Do it for the algorithm. Smack it up. Appreciate you guys for being here, by the way. Okay, so Michael says both. Okay, so both. Okay, that's fair. I mean, okay. Just wanted to kind of get a gauge of where people's minds were. Okay. Okay, cool. So be consistent. Cardinals keep winning. Stay within this division race. Gotcha. All right, y'all. We're going to close up shop. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. I know this is a 45-minute version. We did start off a little late, and I apologize about that. I wasn't on another live stream. We are going to have Joe, the Cardinal Rule, on Friday. So if you guys are familiar with his content, I believe he goes live every Tuesdays, he told me. So we will be jumping on with him on this channel. He's going to be one of my guests on Friday. We're going to go ahead and chop it up and obviously talk everything Arizona Cardinals on Friday. Make sure you have your post notification bell on. Subscribe it if this is your first time here. We want to try to bring more content creators that obviously love the Arizona Cardinals and love to chop it up with you guys and obviously engage with the Arizona Cardinals chat here as well. Smack the like button, subscribe it up. Let me give another shout out here to the sponsors of the AZ Sports Fan here on YouTube. Of course, that's going to be none other than BetUS. If you're looking for a brand new sports book, BetUS is the way to go. Right now, if you use promo code YouTube150, they will provide you with a 150% sign-up bonus on your first deposit and 125% sign-up bonus on the following two. That's going to be using promo code YouTube150 upon signing up. Of course, bet responsibly and bet within your means. But ladies and gentlemen, it's been an absolute pleasure speaking to every one of you guys. Absolutely have a great rest of your Wednesday. Good things are coming ahead. Let's go Cardinals. Let's beat those Hawks. Super, super excited. All right, y'all. Appreciate y'all as always. Have a great rest of your day. And as always, go Cardinals.